Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to my webinar for Embracing Empowered Flow. And we're going to talk a little bit tonight just about what that is, about why I chose that, and what it means for me in launching my signature coaching program. So let me start off by telling you a little bit about myself. My name's Courtney Sage. I'm a massage therapist, an energy worker, a lifestyle coach, a mom of 2 awesome kids and one really cute dog who you might hear because she's only my side since there was just a storm. I currently live between Pittsburgh and Detroit and am loving doing the two-city thing, although sometimes it can be a little bit chaotic. So I've found ways to find my empowered flow in that lifestyle, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today is like creating your life however you want it to be and learning how to be in that flow while also feeling empowered. So you're not feeling like you're being taken away from the flow. You're not just going with the flow. You're not resisting the flow, but you're being empowered and a part of it. So we're going to start off talking a little bit about what empowered flow is to me. And I would love to hear in any of the comments what it means to you. To me, it really is all about riding the wave. And that is the analogy I use throughout this coaching program that I am going to be talking about at the end of this video. It is called Ride the Waves, and that's for a reason, because I really feel like that is a awesome analogy and way to describe this feeling that I'm trying to get across to you, which is empowered flow. It is being able to stay strong with your authentic self while life ebbs and flows, moves around you and through you. A lot about just feeling happy with your life and yourself and being able to create it and yourself to be exactly what you want it to be. It's going to be allowing for the fluidity of the movement of life and yourself, things always changing, working with it instead of against it, learning how to appreciate those tides and understanding like which ones to let go and which ones to bring in. So it's like embracing that uneasiness while learning how to love that like journey and be willing to show up, fall and get back up again. A lot of it's about discovering the truths of patience and the devotion it takes to tune into this way of living. It's a journey and it doesn't always appear graceful, but when you hold the intention to show up openly, you really can find a way to create that grace for yourself. But it always waxes and wanes. Life always does, transformation especially. So you will be moved throughout this and you'll be moved throughout life. It never stays just in one place. And no matter how hard we like work to get to that one place, there's always going to be those outside sources. And that's why I love using the waves, because they're controlled by outside sources. The moon affects the tides. It's strong enough to mess with the gravitational pull of Earth. Like, how crazy is that? And we all know there's those things that just happen in life that we can't control and they throw us totally off. And we kind of have to like sometimes totally restart, sometimes just shift our perspective, sometimes shift a certain thing, let go of a certain thing, move forward in a certain way. So that's really this idea of empowered flow that we're coming into. So I want to talk a little bit about that analogy some more, because for me, I really came up to this like thought process when like right after I learned how to surf in Mexico. And it just made me think about all of this. So like the ocean's moving, but we can pick this board and stand on it and like be in control of our movement and how we stay strong while something way bigger than us is also moving. And I just was mesmerized by that idea and got super excited about that being a way to describe how I wanted to live. So let's talk a little bit about like my story, how I got to this place, that inspiration. First, I'd like to kind of go through what all we're going to go through in this video, because I can ramble when I'm talking live, but I really want to make this like a reasonable amount of time for you to spend on this idea and like learning about what I have to offer and hopefully getting some like little tidbits of knowledge while you're here today. And the best part is like at the end, I'll be sharing all the bonuses for the launch and possibly joining this coaching program. So we're going to go through kind of what I was going through at the time that brought me to this place, and kind of my story and what inspired the program. You already heard a little bit about that, so you know more is coming about Mexico and surfing. Then we're going to talk about what makes this program different, like who this program is for, what you will receive in this program. And then since this program is a methodology I created, there are steps. So we're going to talk a little bit about the steps. And that's where we'll really kind of get into some of the more juicy wisdom and like little bits and pieces of what you'll be getting in an expanded version through this program. So we'll go through the lessons of those steps. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about how you should feel at the end of the program, like what you'll get. And then we get into the bonuses and how to move forward. So I want to first say that this program really is a little less tangible than other coaching programs you may seek. I'm not promising you this thing you're going to have at the end that's super tangible and you can grasp, but it's going to be something that you can feel. It's going to be a lifestyle. It's going to be a way of being. It's going to be something that you can apply to all areas of your life and will hopefully help you embrace your empowered flow in all areas of your life so that you can create a life that's more aligned. That's a lot of what I feel strongly about doing as a coach, is creating alignment in body, mind, and energy. I'm an energy worker. I study Reiki. I'm a Reiki 2, and I also do chakra balancing and just intuitive energy work. The more I do this, the more I'm able to just feel and move forward how I feel the need. And I'm able to do that not only with my actual clients that I see in person, but with my coaching clients, we can definitely really get into energy work over the phone. Definitely something we can work on. And then I work with the body because I'm a massage therapist. I love how the body works. I am fascinated about how everything comes together and creates this person. And then the mind, it's something we do have a lot of control over. And I just think it's so important to really step into that power of being able to control our thoughts, our perspectives, and be in charge of what we want and need. So for me, it's all of this coming together in alignment. So aligning our body, mind, and energy. And when we get to that point, we see the successes in our lives. We see everything aligning and this stuff not only feeling easier and better for us and our own happiness, but it reflecting back to us in what we receive from the universe. It's always a give and flow. So we show up fully, we put that in, we put in the work to become aligned, and then everything else aligns with us. And that's how I feel about what I help people achieve. So like I said, bear with me through some of the bigger ideas, but I really think like by the end of this, you should have a feel that's not like as tangible, like something you can feel or make or create, but like something you know and can understand and see how it could apply to you. So let's move on with talking about my story. So basically, we'll just kind of start that I was about to turn 30 and decided I needed something different. Everything was kind of falling apart in my life. And so I moved and went to massage school. I decided that I wanted to be able to work for myself. I wanted to be able to work with people one-on-one. I wanted to be able to study the body and how that works and provide holistic healthcare. I think that's very important. So I went to massage school. I moved to Detroit, left my family for 8 months to go do this. I was in school 5 to 7 days a week while working 4 to 5 nights a week. I was a maniac. I cannot even express. That was a crazy time, but it was for a purpose. And so I moved home to Pittsburgh after having been in Detroit for 8 months to nothing, to starting all over again, to starting this new career, to having nowhere to live. I lived with my ex-husband for 6 months so I could be with my kids as much as possible because I'd missed them so bad. And I just needed to get on my feet. And I moved back with a friend saying, we have a space in our yoga studio. Can you fill that? And would you like to start your own massage practice? So that's what I decided to do, was just move home and start my own practice. And let me tell you, that was like so exciting in the moving process to getting here. And then the reality of it was not exciting. It was super confusing. I was broke. I did not know how to get in clients. I did not know how to grow this business. I did not know how to get ahead. And I was kind of like rooting for ways. So I was like bartending some here and there and cleaning houses and like trying to bring in extra money while I like tried to build clients. You should have seen my first website. It was so horrendous. I decided to sign up for nutrition school thinking that would like add to my value, and then quickly realized that was not for me. And that was actually the moment that I think the universe stepped in and said, we got to help you out and throw you a bone here a little bit, because I was working a catering gig and one of the other girls working was in life coaching school and was looking for like trade barter clients. And so I decided to trade her massage because I was trying to get clients and build my skills in massage, and she was trying to build her skills in life coaching. So it worked out perfectly. And it was exactly what I needed to infinity times. I cannot express to you that how strongly that getting a coach made a difference. That was the turning point. From there, I kind of discovered that while I was starting a nutrition school was not for me, I realized that I wanted to go to life coaching school. What she was providing for my life in such a short amount of time was immense. It was so inspiring, and I knew that that was what I wanted to add into my business, because I wanted to be able to talk to people about their lives and see this a holistic thing. I was doing massage and I was helping these physical things, but then I was realizing that like everybody's energy, all of their stress, it came from all these outside sources. It came from life. And that's what we're talking about, this like all these outside sources in life happening, and how do you find yourself inside that? So something like getting a massage is a great way to do that, but that only affects the body. So in this program, we're talking about everything. And this is what I started to realize, is that like you needed to bring it all together in a holistic way. And so I started to figure stuff out through this life coaching program, through working with a life coach. And really it just came down to a lot of patience, a lot of working through these steps. I took everything I was learning in life coaching school and applied it to myself, and I worked through that. And that was the best thing I could have ever done, not only on a personal level, but for the journey and wisdom I've gained from that is what I'm here to share as a coach. And so that's where I am at now. I finished that program a few years ago, and I'm just now really feeling ready to like expand and offer all of this to you, because it's taken that long for this process to really set in with me. And especially this course I'm about to offer you, I've been writing it for the past 18 months, and I've been working through these steps. And so when I started writing it, it was steps I was working through and I was kind of bouncing back. And now I've created into a method. But at the time, it was just these random steps, these things I knew helped me. And I was starting to piece together how they fit into this puzzle that I've created into this program. And so 18 months of writing this and playing around with this, I'm finally feeling ready to offer it. And I can feel 100% so good about that, because I know it works, and I know it worked for me, and I know everybody is different, but it's made so that it can work for anybody, because it's about making it work your way. And so we're going to really dig into like a lot of those untangibles, a lot of the ideas. It's going to be a lot of mindset shifts with also a lot of actual action that you can take to help these shifts in life. So that's what we're working towards, is really starting to move through all parts of our body and ourselves to get this to actually become an integrated part of our lives and are aligned is our, and all of this work I put in 5 years later, I can feel that I am in this place of empowered flow. I'm living in between 2 cities. My relationship is flourishing. My business is, I have a beautiful house with my one kids. And it's down to how I feel. And you know what I feel? I feel freedom. I feel abundance. I feel happy. And I also feel a ton of freaking challenges. I have a 15-year-old. Like, that says it all. But this year alone, if I could list some of the challenges I've come up against, I feel like it would be so intriguing to really see how I'm sitting here calm and offering life coaching to people, because there was a lot. And that's why I also know this works, is because I planned on launching this in this springtime, and so much stuff came up in life that I just knew I had to put it on pause and wait until it was the right time. And what I really got super strong in during that time was that this works because that was such a hard time, and I used my own like writing, my own action steps, my own journal prompts. I use this method and this idea of empowered flow to get through those challenges and get through those hard parts of my life. And that's where I really got like, oh my God, I can 100% say I stand behind this, because it's what worked for me and it's what worked for other people. As I'm talking through this, I'm finding that so much of this wisdom that I've been applying to myself, I get to talk to about with my clients. And so although they may not have done this actual program yet, they're really been gaining the insight by working with me. And so I'm getting to get that feedback and see how it works for other people. So I'm really just feeling super good about offering this to you right now. And the inspiration came, like I said, through my journey, through these past 5 years of transformation, through being in that place where I just did not know where I was headed, did not know what I was doing. Everything felt so chaotic, to this place where I feel so aligned. I feel you and I are working that I am working to create, and I feel happy and steady in it. And even when those challenges come up and the ebbs and flows, I still have a steadiness within me to feel empowered in my own life. And so I really created the theme while I was in Mexico, and that was, again, 18 months ago, and that was before everything really started aligning for me. I'd been going through a breakup, and just I'd quit bartending completely and decided I needed to throw myself into this full time. And really just a lot of personal stuff. I wasn't being able to get into a house I wanted to get into. Like, a lot of stuff just was feeling hard. And so one night, in the middle of the night, literally at midnight, I just called a friend who was living in Mexico and said, I'm coming. Where should I meet you? And I booked a ticket to Puerto Escondido. I spent 10 days there, and there I just went, and I was completely vulnerable and open, and just told the universe that I needed that rejuvenation. I needed some guidance. I needed to really learn how to show up for myself and call in what I wanted and make what I wanted happen, while being able to just handle it all and feel good on a day-to-day basis. And it was a magical place and a magical time. And like I said, surfing really was that moment where I was like, this is the feeling I'm trying to get in my life all the time. And so that analogy of surfing goes all through my program. The steps are not necessarily about surfing, but each step has a little analogy to help you get that visual to really understand the idea. So even if you don't surf, it's really made super simple, because trust me, I am not even close to being able to call myself a surfer. But everything's going to be broken down in an easy to understand way that relates to that theme throughout it all. So what makes this program different is that it is about an idea and not something super tangible. I'm not just goal oriented. I'm not just saying that I'm going to get you to this place, to making this amount of money, to finding the perfect man, to having the perfect program, business, whatever you're trying to achieve. I'm helping you create a lifestyle that will help you be on the path to getting whatever you want, to creating the life you want, and more importantly, just to finding happiness and those desired feelings, however it is you want to feel in your life. You're going to be able to take these ideas and this lifestyle and apply your own personal stuff to it. That's where it gets real. It's about you. It's meant to be adaptable for you and be able to apply to anything. So this really can be for anyone, but I'm going to tell you exactly who I think it's for. I think it's for the people that are ready to let go of what is holding you back, for the people that are ready to step into your authenticity to create an aligned life, for the people that are ready to devote themselves to showing up for their journey, for the people that want to be present while also taking charge of their life, for people that are ready to follow their intuition and allow themselves to receive, for people that want to embrace a lifestyle that allows them to handle anything, all of the ebbs and flows of life, and to love the life they have and value their whole self. For people that want to seek the magic in the mess, for people that believe that they can build a strong foundation and then grow from there. People that want to live on purpose and with intention. And most importantly, people that want to create a life of trust, ease, and empowerment. Those are my three main feelings that I am trying to infuse this course with. So what you will receive to help you get to those places, all those things I talked about, if those resonate with you and those are feeling like things you crave, these are the ways we're going to get you there. Through skills to manage the ebb and flow of life, we're going to be creating a foundation to build and establish a life that you design. You're going to be getting my methodology for you to feel empowered and in flow. I'm going to be providing tools to embrace a lifestyle that is aligned. And we are going to be learning to trust the journey, the universe, and most importantly, yourself. It's a curriculum based around your specific bliss in a completely real way. So I've been talking about all of the ideas, all the feelings, a lot about myself, and now a little bit about you. And now let's talk about the program and what it actually is and what you actually get. So it's called Ride the Waves to Embrace Empowered Flow. And I have written a 54-page ebook that contains 12 modules with the description of each module or step. They're each going to include journal prompts and action steps. So this is an ebook that you can work through at your own pace. So I recommend taking 1 week to a whole month for each step. So you can make this a 3-month program. You can make this a whole year program. It's your journey, so you're going to get to pick your timeline. And the best part is that you can jump throughout it. So one step you may breeze through in a week. The next step may take you a month, and it's your journey. So you can make those choices. With every purchase of the ebook program, you will receive 2 half-an-hour calls for the beginning and the end. So as soon as you buy it, we'll schedule your first call to talk about what you're specifically working on in your life and what you would like to get at the end of it, so that we can talk about how you can design this to meet that specific need. And then we'll have another half-an-hour call at the end to talk about how to really take everything you learned, all that information, apply it to that specific need, and then integrate it into your life, so that every time something else does come up, you'll be able to access this. And this ebook will be yours to keep forever, so you will always have access to this. There's going to be 3 price points on this. So there will also be other options for up-leveling with more coaching throughout the program. So you can take the most hands-off, I just want to read this and work through this on my own, or you can get super hands-on and hire me for private coaching as you work through this. So then every single step we can work through together. No matter what, when you make a purchase, you will be getting constant email support from me and also Facebook group support. There's going to be some other bonuses we'll talk about at the end. Right now, I want to really work through the steps and share those with you. So the steps of my method are as follows: unfolding, releasing, accepting, authenticity, tuning into your desires and emotions, establishing new beliefs, trusting yourself, deepening intuition, aligning, embracing devotion, and integration. This is a process, and each step builds from the other one. But as I described, this is your journey, and you may move at your own pace in your own fashion. I'm providing a guideline in which we will go into each step in detail. We work on discovering how this step can apply to your life by digging deeper with journal prompts and through the integration with action steps. Support and accountability will be available through all the coaching calls with me, or just through email, or your 2 coaching calls if you just get the lowest price point. And you will also have the Facebook group access to meet with other people that are interested in this lifestyle, this way of living, who are working through the program or are other clients of mine. This course is a personal journey in which I will be your guide, and my method lays the groundwork for you to build your own path. Like I said, this method is created off of something that works for me, and I want it to work for you. That's why I've created it to be a place that you build and then grow from. So let's talk a little bit more about what each lesson is. So the first lesson is unfolding. And this is really all about like losing yourself to discover more of yourself. It's like the idea of how snakes have to shed their skin. Like, we need to shed some of our skin. So we got to shake it up first and loosen all that up, so then we can release it. And that's our next step, is releasing. And it's really just like the weight of something that doesn't fit you anymore really does hold you back. That heaviness is just not going to be letting you move forward down this journey. So we spend a whole step like letting go of what is no longer serving you or serving the version of yourself that you are working to become or the life that you are creating. Our next step is acceptance. So this is all about being present. Like, being present is going to help you find that acceptance, and that's going to open you up to perspective, to opportunity, to just being happy with where you're at. So it's that really getting comfortable with being in the in-between. So we're kind of walking away from where we were, and we're not quite where we want to be. So we're going to just work on accepting and being present. Authenticity just feels like coming home. It's from living from that place that you're able to make the choices that are for your true self. And so, you know, in that idea of shedding our skin and releasing what doesn't serve us and learning how to be present with who we are, we really just take that time to tune into our true selves and get to know ourselves. And like I said, this is a forever process. Like, this step for me, I remember when I was creating this, I had a moment where I'm like, that's it. I finally feel it. Like, there's those moments where you're faking it till you make it. And there's those moments where you're really trying to like build everything together to get to that place. And then there's those moments when it all comes together and you're like, oh, okay, here I am. So that's what we're going to dig into with authenticity, is getting into that core self. The next step is tuning into your desires and emotions. So this is about listening into what you feel, what you want, and what you need, listening from that place of authenticity, not letting our ego get in the way. And we're going to really be talking about this a lot with kind of like the ebbs and flows and that idea of the wave and it being affected by outward sources, but how we can use what we know we want and what we know we need to help us move through those times, to help us not let the waves totally take us under and just keep crashing on us, but to let us like come out on top and be able to stand strong while the waves come and move around us. From there, we're going to be establishing new beliefs. So this is the first part where we're really creating that foundation. A lot of the other stuff is kind of like moving out the old and this is starting to bring into the new. So it's like we can't just break everything all away without building something to replace it. So this is a super healing, super empowering step where we're going to really be starting to lay that foundation. And through that, we're creating our new beliefs, letting go of the old things we used to think how we should be or how something totally was, things we learned from our childhood or a past relationship or a past experience, and just really recreating ourselves. The next step is trusting yourself, because to have those beliefs and move forward, you have to trust yourself that you're going to implement them, that you're going to live by them, that you're going to follow them. This is something where I will always be working on being my own coach and support, so that when I feel like I kind of don't got it or things aren't going my way, I like can tune into this like inner guidance that knows how to lead me. And so it's all about like getting back up, moving forward, and trusting that you got this and having your own back. It's a lot about choosing yourself. And through choosing ourselves, we like learn that trust, and then that trust grows, because the universe is all about giving and receiving. So we start trusting ourselves. We give a little bit of trust out there, start trusting the universe, and we play with that cycle and letting that come to us and letting go of it and working with that. So we can start working with the universe to start aligning our lives. And so then we move on to our next step, which is deepening our intuition, because as I dig into this, I like start, creating those intentions, setting those goals, all the things that support my authenticity. We like let go of the old, we're bringing in the new, we're figuring out what fulfills us. And so we're getting into this place where we have to know that we know what to do. We have to believe in ourselves, and we develop that with trust. So now we can start listening in. So this is going to be a lot about getting quiet, slowing down, really learning how to deepen into our intuition. And know you got this. Because by the end of this, you're going to totally got this. And when you don't, you're going to have this to go back to. And most importantly, you're going to have yourself to go back to. The next step is aligning. So for me, this is just one of the most important steps. I actually had this as the last step. But as I've worked through this in the past 18 months, I realized there's more stuff that has to come after this, because as things start to align, it's the idea of like, how do we keep it there? Like for me, for a long time when I was working on creating the life I wanted, it was like, oh, cool, I got here. I've like aligned everything. Everything's working out perfectly. But then when life would come and something would happen, it would feel like it didn't fit. Like things would start to fall apart. I wouldn't totally feel like I could stay in my authenticity or stick to my new beliefs. And it just was really hard to keep that place of alignment for a long time. So I realized there's some steps that have to come after this. But during the alignment, we're going to work on just letting that alignment happen and fall into place, how we can like start to embody that notion. And I'm just really happy to be feeling like I've gotten to this place and now be able to share this with you so I can speak so fully on what it feels like to be there. So the next step from aligning is embracing ease. And that is really because my old self, and like I talked about the busyness and chaos of my life before now, was that I was like always in warrior mentality. I was like stuck in that struggle cycle. So even as I was creating my life to align, I almost would bring in the struggle because I was so used to struggle that was what was comfortable for me. And so, sometimes we choose that comfort over uncomfortable. And honestly, things being easy was uncomfortable for me at first. And so I had to, learn how to, I like couldn't go on without water. Water is like so essential to my being. I'm such a Pisces. I really just had to let things be easy. I had to learn how to embrace that and get comfortable with that. So I made it its whole own step, because I realized that in our society and the way we're taught to live and this go, go, go mentality it's sometimes hard to do this. So it's its own step, because I think even in transformation, we're working so hard to change ourselves and change our lives that even that process, like transformation, becomes a struggle. Like we have to work at it. And we don't ever just like sit and like let it be easy. And so it's just that, you're going to learn how you deserve it, how like things being hard does not equal more. It actually equals less because you become exhausted and have less energy. So when the good things come, you might have your guard off or you might be too tired to welcome them. So with ease, you're going to be able to like openly accept them. From there, we're going to move on to devotion because this is so much part of keeping the alignment in our lives. I had a whole year that I devoted just to this word as my theme, and I learned so many steps into how to really be devoted and stay devoted and learn what this can really mean for your life. And it's a lot about just staying focused on your purpose, creating a mission, and taking those baby steps because those are what equal the big leaps. So it's just the continuing to move forward. It's not that we constantly have to make these big changes. It's like the little everyday changes and staying on that purpose and connected to what we want in our lives and who we want to be. And when that comes from an authentic place, it becomes easier to live this way every day because we are devoted to like our life and our authenticity and like creating what we want. So we're going to be really diving into how to make devotion feel natural for you. And then our last step is integration. And I made this own step because although this sounds like it should just be like the natural next step, same thing. It's important to take time to honor every space. So integration is its own place that we honor here because this process is not a goal that I wanted to reach and then just move on. It's one that I wanted to like adapt like to. I wanted the process to adapt to me to adapt to the process. And this becomes something that was integrated into my life forever. I wanted to be flexible, but I wanted to be empowered. I wanted to find my flow. I wanted to learn how to ride the wave. And so this is when this lifestyle becomes you become it. It all starts to flow naturally. And the path becomes easier because you made the choice and you showed up and you learned how to love your journey. And so now this is your opportunity to just let it sink in and go on and love this journey even more as it moves forward. So those are our steps that we work through. And so I want to like talk a little bit about my intention of this course is to embrace empowered flow, but the focus will ultimately be balance, to live intentionally, but with grounded flow, but powerfully. We will grasp the ability to truly love the journey and find strength within the movement it demands. We will work on feeling in control even when there is so much that is not in our control. This process begins by choosing to show up. How we show up determines how empowered we can be in a situation. Something may present itself in our lives that is difficult to face or to overcome, but we can still choose to find ease, grace, and our intention throughout the process or flow. We do not have to welcome the difficulties, but we can welcome the wisdom and strength we gain from moving through them. We will be creating a lifestyle rather than just getting to one goal or getting over one obstacle. What we gain from this method will give us the ability to apply these steps to whatever comes up within our journey or flow of our lives. We will become empowered to work with this flow instead of against it, to truly embrace it. Within this lifestyle, we will feel gratitude for all that comes up, but most importantly for ourselves for showing up. Embracing empowered flow brings an awareness to our life that enlivens our being and allows us to ride the wave skillfully. So that just really is something I wrote to like sum up how I want you to feel at the end of this. And so one of the things I want to add in on that is I created this. So it's not necessarily linear. Like, yes, every step builds off of one another, but there might be something that really resonates with you that you're like, I am in this place and I need to jump ahead to this step. And then you can come back to other steps and like rework it. So it's not necessarily always linear. I mean, I believe that things are in cycles and so I would love if you work through the methods in the way I created, but just know that it will be yours. So you'll be able to come back to whichever steps you want, spend as long as you want on each steps. And if we're working together for private coaching, we'll like talk through all of that and like talk about what's best for you at each time and how things can work for you best. Wow. Okay. I managed to breeze through that. I hope this is all coming across clear and you're able to find some clarity about why this could potentially be the right coaching program for you. So let's talk a little bit about price points and how everything is going to work with this launch. I have created this book and it is going to go live tomorrow. And so it will be available for purchase on my website, birchandbasil.com, tomorrow. And there's going to be 3 price points. The first one will be $111, and that will include your ebook, the email support and Facebook group support, and your 2 half-an-hour calls, one at the beginning and one at the end. All of these calls I ask to be within 3 months, just so that there is some congruency in like being able to start with what you wanted and then get to where you want to be. And so although, like I said, you could make this course last even longer, those 2 calls I'm going to offer for 3 months. As with all these calls, so then with the next step, you are going to be able to have 5 total calls. And so this will be over 3 months, you'll get bi-weekly calls. So this will be $333 and you'll get the same thing, the same 54-page ebook with all your journal prompts and action steps, the email support, the Facebook group support, but then you'll also get that beginning and end call and you'll get 3 calls, 1 a month. I think I said bi-weekly, but I mean monthly for these ones because the next ones are bi-weekly. And so it'll be 8 calls total for $777. And can you tell this is 137 is my favorite number. So we're starting off there because alignment, and I feel good about these prices. They are going to be set to be reasonable for this first launch of this program. And with the 3rd price point being the most expensive, you will get those bi-weekly calls. So you'll get your first, last, and then you'll get 1 every other week for 3 months. And so those will all be half-an-hour calls. And they will be so we can work through all the steps together, be talking about what you're working on, and just really being there for the support as you go through creating this lifestyle. And I'm going to be working with you to apply it to your own life. Of course, there is opportunity for more coaching, and we can discuss that in your first call if you are interested in that. If you are not sure whether this is right for you, also feel free to give me a call. I will be offering free half-an-hour calls to anyone that's interested, so we can just discuss if this is right for you, because I want it to be right for you. I'm not here just to make sales. I'm here to work with the people that this is what will work for them, because it's not what will work for everyone. But that's why you're seeking something different, is because this is different. And if this sounds like you and resonates with you, let's jump on a call and talk about it. So Friday, I'm going to be offering calls from the morning into the afternoon. And so if this sounds like you and you want to jump on this, then shoot me an email and we will get you on that schedule for Friday. And then if not, I'll be picking up calls again after Labor Day. But Friday will be your last chance through the weekend. And the reason you might want to take advantage of that is because through the weekend, all of these 3 price points are going to be half off. So that is the biggest bonus you will be getting through this. This will be the least amount of investment that will be available for this program ever again. And so you have until Monday at midnight to take advantage of that half off. When you go to purchase, there will be a sale option. So I will make sure to set that up. If there's any problems, feel free to just shoot me a message or an email, and I will make sure to send you a code and how to get that discount before Monday at midnight. And so after that, all of September, I'm going to be working to launch this program because I am just doing this webinar today, introducing it, and then tomorrow is the first day it goes live. And the first day I'll be putting out more marketing about what the actual program is. I've been doing some lead up. We've been talking about some things that, some ideas in my social media that I'm going to be addressing in this program. We did a challenge all about releasing, and I've been trying to lead you up here, but this is when all the goodness is going to be shared in September about this program and putting it out there for marketing. So throughout September, I'm going to have some other offers. So the early bird discount is from tomorrow until Monday at midnight, and then enrollment starts Tuesday morning after Labor Day and goes through the end of September, where you can receive the bonus of a free half-an-hour tarot reading. And so that will be in addition to all your other calls. You'll get one free half an hour that's just strictly for tarot reading. And we can do that on a video chat so you can actually see the reading as it happens. And then I have an even better bonus for the first 7 people. All first 7 people that sign up for this program at any price point, all of your calls will be moved from a half an hour to a full hour. So whichever level, you will get all of those calls for a whole hour instead of a half an hour. So those 2 bonuses start on Tuesday and will run through the end of September. After that, the investment is going to be, as I shared with you, those 3 price points. And really, those price points are going to be very affordable. And again, other than this half off deal through Monday, they're going to be the lowest investment for this program because this is my first launch of this program. I've been sharing it with some of my close friends and some of the clients I already had, and obviously spent a long, long time working on it through myself, through my own life, and all of the time creating how to share it with you. But hopefully by the end of the year, this will be going on a different platform. I will be adding in yoga sequences. I will be adding in playlists. I will be adding in videos through each step, probably some meditations. And we're going to be just really up-leveling this program. So I would say that if this is like what you can put forward now and not sure if you'll be able to invest the larger amount later, this is a great time to take advantage and do the first round of this program because by 2019, it's going to be a larger investment, but a lot more content, a better platform probably. And the bonus about that up leveling is that anyone who purchases now all when the time comes. So when I've created that full other platform and all those extra videos, if you purchase this program before then, you are basically grandfathered in and will be getting all of that. So I'm super excited to be able to hopefully offer you all of that. And I'm super excited for what I have to offer you now. So I hope you will all take advantage of it. Like I said, if anyone has any questions, shoot me a message. My email is mscourtneysage@gmail.com. You will easily find any information to contact me on my website, which is birchandbasil.com. So that's the umbrella that holds everything I do into one business. So you can find out more about me on my website. You can click on the coaching link and go down to Ride the Waves and read a little bit more about the program. Under Work With Me, it'll have laid out all the investment and what you get. And then there will be a purchase button tomorrow for you to purchase it. So let me know if you want to jump on a call and find out more. Otherwise, I hope to see you out there. And I really am just grateful for this opportunity to share this and grateful that I showed up and created this life that I can share. That is the best gift I've given myself. And now it's such an awesome gift to be able to offer you all. So cheers. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.